of peace. Cherished and aspired by all religions around the globe in all of history, we ask you to bless us unworthy people to shed our weaknesses and gain your strength to secure your peace within ourselves, coming from your true love, with whom you embraced us even when we were your enemies of peace. Please bestow upon us your unchanging heart, love, and eternal blessing under the leadership of the ones whom you anointed to stand as the true parents of mankind, whom you envisioned as the very birth of Adam and Eve, until this time of global challenge and transformation. This we humbly pray, please enlighten our minds, strengthen our courage, and deepen our determination to pursue the cause of global peace, even at the very sacrifice of ourselves, our families, our clans, tribes, societies, races, religions, and nations, to make us your one family of global peace and happiness. Amen.
Dr. Julia Kim. Conflict usually arises because of lack of understanding. People tend to misunderstand the culture of others because of variance in the way we live. Without any common ground, the tendency is for conflict to arise. Fortunately, there are civic-spirited individuals all over the world that bounded themselves together at the Atheist Federation stands for, a global alliance of individuals and organizations dedicated to building a world of peace in which we live in freedom, peace, and respect for communities. It seeks to break the barriers and build bridges between the variety of cultures and groups. These festivities provide the venue for dialogue and engagement, where people of different races, students, government officials, and youth leaders from all over the world gathered here today, summoned by one activity, armed with one objective: global peace. To stand here before you is such a great honor and
time will gather together all the peoples of the world, all the great religions of the world, all the Christians and the Muslims and the Buddhists and the Shintos and the Confucian Moon and Dr. Kwok and Dr. Walsh and the great bishops and archbishops and imams who are here tonight. Here in the heartland of the Filipino people, the only Christian country in Asia. But I also greet our Protestant brothers and sisters from Korea. As we fight for our call for moral revolution in the Philippines. To put an end to bribery and corruption and money politics. So that together, you and I can cleanse Philippine society and create a new nation under God. This is my dream. A Filipino family, an Asian family, under God.
Let's thank God for to all of the leadership of the Universal Federation of Peace, and especially the chairperson, who I am honored to call a friend, Dr. Hin Jin Moon. And his lovely wife that joins us, Mrs. Moon. To each and every elected official that may be here, the speaker earlier said we joined him this morning for breakfast, and we did. To the mayors that are here, governor, to each religious leader that is here from around the world, this is a great day as this festival comes together. Because one day when history is written, it perhaps will be said that as a process for forging peace was waged, each of us will be able to say that we were in Manila in the Philippines when that process began. And we will be able to share that with our children and our grandchildren. You see, because history is being made every day. But there probably is no more important place that you could be this evening than here on this occasion. Because it sets a tone. Last night, I used an analogy that my father often talked about. And what he said was that we as people can be like thermometers, or we can be like thermostats. And you may look at that analogy and say, well, Brother King, what does that mean? Well, a thermometer is an interesting device. But all it does is records the temperature. If it is 70, it will say 70. If it's 80, it will say 80. If it's 90, it will say 90. But that's all it does all day long. But there's another device called a thermostat. And when it is too hot, you turn it down. When it is too cold, you turn it up. The thermostat regulates the temperature. And I guess what I'm saying and what he said was that we must decide as God's children whether we're going to record history or whether we'll be a part of regulating what happens in our lives. I believe that we can regulate what happens and bring people throughout the world together around the issue of peace. Because yes, no, peace is not here today. Not here as much as it should be in the Philippines. Certainly not in the United States, not in Russia, not in Iraq, and the list goes on and on and on. But guess what? We as God's human family, as one family, can set the tone for peace to occur. It only takes a few good women and men. My father and mother proved that in the United States. It is not always masses, but just a few good women and men with a commitment to bring about change. My dad also said the ultimate measure of a human being is not where one stands in times of comfort and convenience, but where one stands in times of challenge and controversy. He went on to say that cowardice asked the question, is a position safe? Expediency asks the question, is a position politic? Vanity asks the question, is a position popular? But something deep inside called conscience asks, is a position right? He went on to say that we must take positions that are neither safe nor popular nor politic, but we must take those positions because our consciences tell us they're right.